Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Ben from Curiosity Treks. Today, I'm in Massachusetts, and this is Tannery Falls. Not sure if the camera picked that up, but there was a doe over there, just chilling and staring at me. Alright, Tannery Falls Trail, Savoy Mountain State Forest. It is a little after 0630 on 16 August 2024. It's a little cold outside. Well, for the summer months it is. It is 55 degrees, so not terrible, but good thing I brought my jacket because I wasn't expecting it to get quite this cold in August. What do we have here? So it's interesting, the All Trails app has you start at this really wide open parking spot and then you proceed to walk further down a dirt road. I'm not sure why I'm complaining though, because at least we have a place to park. Could be worse. I could just have you pull over on the side of the road. And it looks like this is the trailhead right here. Alright, well, because of the low light, the lack of light that's making it through the tree canopy, it's not looking like you're able to see me or the trail very well at all. There's not much I can do about that at the moment, other than just to wait it out and hope that the light gets better as the sun comes further up. This trail is a loop trail, so more or less a circle. It runs clockwise at 5.1 miles with an elevation gain of 698 feet. And according to All Trails, you should be able to do this trail in about a little over 2 hours. 2 hours and 12 minutes, I think is what it said. So it's certainly not super difficult. It says it's a moderate trail, and if most of the trail looks the way it does now, then I'd say that's probably pretty accurate. Not sure if you can hear that, but there's definitely a pretty heavy flowing stream downhill of here. So Tannery Falls Trail and the Savoy Mountain State Forest are located in northwestern Massachusetts, more specifically near Adams, Massachusetts. I live in Syracuse, New York, so it only took me roughly 3 hours on the dot to drive over here. And it's a pretty good wilderness, I gotta tell you. It's mountainous, just like, well, I don't want to say just like, but in a similar way to the Adirondacks, where I was for the first 2 hikes. And so far I'm enjoying the trail. It does look like most of this trail is going to be fairly easy. I think what makes it a moderate trail is, if I had to guess, just the length, the 5.1 miles. Because for practically all of the trail so far, it's looked mostly like a four-wheeler track. Like you could take a quad down here, no problem at all. So I would not say that elevation-wise, this is practically nothing, which is nice after Snow Mountain. Holy crap, that was a trek. This is pretty level though. There's some spots where I gotta be careful where I step to avoid getting really nasty into the mud, but so far this is pretty easy. Watch me have to eat those words later. Well, there's a delicious little mud hole. So I'm trying to get as much film on camera where the sun is able to break through and light up the woods enough for the camera to pick it up appropriately. So far, this is what I'm dealing with. A lot of mud. It did rain last night, for whatever that's worth. So it's pretty wet and muggy and humid. I gotta tell you, this is the muddiest trail to date. There's some places where it's practically unavoidable. So maybe I'll have to start a list. The muddiest trails on Curiosity Treks. Alright, I'm just taking a quick break. It took me about 41 minutes to get 1.4 miles along this trail. Is that right? Let me double check that. Yeah, 41 minutes, 1.5 miles at 75 feet of elevation gain. So I'm definitely taking my sweet ass time. I'm gonna hydrate. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna stow this jacket because the temperature is rising pretty steadily. So at less than a mile and a half in, I already don't need this jacket. For those of you who are curious, this is the U.S. military Gen 1 ECW CS Gore-Tex jacket. Military issue, of course. This one predates me. I had to find one in good condition on eBay. But I'm active duty U.S. Air Force, and I was issued the Gen 3 Gore-Tex ECW CS, so these jackets are definitely good at keeping the rain off of you, and they'll keep you warm to a degree. Alright, time to go. Almost ate shit right there. Oh. I'm trying to capture a little bit of that orange sun while it's coming up. I'm not sure if people will see this after it's edited, but got some pretty good orange sunlight breaking through. Oh, nice. Take a quad through here and make a mess. You know, one of the things that sucks about not being able to have the camera on all the time because you can't. This is recording at 4K 30, and so if I don't run out of footage room on my micro SD card, I'm sure as hell gonna run out of battery. But there's some times where it really sucks because I scared the hell out of myself a minute ago. There was something moving through the woods that scared the shit out of me, and then I saw it try to take off and fly, and it was a turkey. So, talk about being spooked over nothing. Okay, this is what the trail looks like currently. I'm gonna move through here and simultaneously check the All Trails app to make sure I'm on the trail properly, and it does look like I am. Looks like we're gonna have some actual elevation gain for a change. Lately it's actually been going downhill, so I wonder if the other side of the loop, well, the other side of the loop would have to take us back uphill at a certain point. Well, I've got the app open. Looks like 1.8 miles at 56 minutes 30 seconds. So I am definitely taking a stroll and not in too much of a hurry for this one. So I think the reason this trail is so muddy is because I'm noticing a lot of natural runoff. And so, like I said, it rained last night, and the trail itself has a lot of spots where you can tell water has flowed down trail naturally. There's also a lot of tire treads going through here, so that'll open up places for water and mud to pool up as well. But I do think there's certain spots in this trail that are just kind of a natural runoff, and in those spots it's really muddy. Let me see if I can get this orange sun moving through the tree line. I'm not sure. I'll tell you one thing, you could probably run through this, get you a good pair of trail runners, and wait for a day when it hasn't had a rain in a while. Oh yeah, you could cardio this thing, no problem at all. All right, I just trekked quite a ways without recording anything, just because it was basically more of the same. It's just this on again, off again muck as you traverse down this kind of wide and forgiving quad track, this four-wheeler track type trail. It's pretty simple and easy. I'm trying to get footage where I either get good sun coming through, or if the woods opens up and I can get some good lighting. Like that orange sun is just gorgeous. Good grief, more mud? You know, if I go viral with this damn YouTube channel, everybody's gonna remember me as the dude that hates mud. Alright, so we're actually coming up on a place where the trail breaks. This is the trail I'm moving down, and there's a trail over there that continues the loop, the clockwise loop. But we want to see Tannery Falls. That's what we came here to see. And so the trails are going to converge, at least according to the All Trails app, and then go left towards Tannery Falls. So we should be getting pretty close. So let's talk for a minute about what Curiosity Treks is. Like, why am I here? So Curiosity Treks was originally envisioned as a way for me to capture points of interest that I may never see again. I mentioned earlier in the video that I am active duty U.S. Air Force. I am stationed at a small unit outside on the south side of Syracuse Airport, and I've been in the military for 13 years. And there are many places that I have been where all I have is a memory. I didn't take nearly enough photos or videos of the landscape, the trails, the woods, the desert, whatever. I didn't take enough pictures of friends and people that I served with. It just felt like a missed opportunity. So as long as I'm here in Syracuse and so many cool hiking spots are so within reach, that's what this channel turned into. It evolved into let me hike to a place to see a thing that is majestic. I've never been one to enjoy backpacking or through hiking. Like, whenever I see YouTube channels where they're doing that, I kind of roll my eyes and just like, oh god, another one. I mean, they've got cool videos about, you know, gear that you can use and stuff they've learned, but I've just never found through hiking and backpacking compelling. I would rather take a day and hike to a place that is interesting and see it and then leave. But that's just me. So I am on this really old bridge, and there's a pretty good stream underneath it. Whoa. So yeah, it looks like this bridge has not seen serious maintenance in a very long time. Tannery Falls is this way. It kind of dumped me out onto a vehicle dirt road, so I just want to make sure that I am going to be going the right direction, because I think the falls are pretty close. No booze, no flames. I see how it is. Looks like just under half a mile. That looks like that dropped recently. So the last 0.4 miles of this trail appear to be a lot of snaking, steep downhill. Which I was wondering where that 690 something feet of elevation gain was coming from. Well, it's from the descent down to the base of the falls, presumably. Like, I'm not sure if the camera's doing a good job. I never really am sure if the camera is doing a good job of capturing depth and angle, just to give you a sense of how steep a piece of terrain is. Ugh. Oh yeah, the hard part is definitely going to be coming back up. Like, I forgot my neck-mounted chest rig for this camera, and now I'm really wishing I had brought it, because I am seriously wishing I could go hands-free right now. But this is a part of the trail that I don't want to just not get on camera. Say, oh, to hell with it. Note to self, definitely bring that neck mount every single time. Ugh. All right. This will give you some rock steps. Ugh. Oh my God. Ay, 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 ay. Ain't she sweet? Wow. Well, everybody, it sure has been fun up here. I'm going to show you the falls one more time before we leave. Just look at how the light is coming through the trees and just reflecting off the falls. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow, it's gorgeous. Just absolutely beautiful. Okay. Well, I made a serious mistake. I forgot to pack my SD card for my camera, which means no pictures and no thumbnail for this video. Thankfully, it does look like there is a way for you to drive pretty far up in here, close to the falls. And so I actually think after the end of the video, I'm gonna go get an SD card and then come back to take some pictures and do the thumbnail and a couple other things, because it's still early morning. I mean, what time is it? I forgot my watch. It's only 08:21, so I've got all day to come back out here and check this stuff out. So let's see what the hike back is like, because this is a loop trail, like I said before, so the way back is not going to be the same as how we got here. And I think that's it. Let's get back on the trail and see what we find. Oh, so getting back up the stairs is a workout. That was a climb, holy shit. All right, keep going. Just over here, there's this sign that says, "Danger, keep out." Not sure if you can see that. I'm not gonna cross over this fence to show you any closer, but there's also wires hooked up to keep people from climbing on the rocks at the top of the falls, because if you fall in, you're dead. Like, I was down there. That's a that's a high enough of a fall. You're either dead or you're not going to be able to walk at the very least. So I really like the visual of the tree roots just kind of snaking through the trail. It's really cool looking. Okay, so this is where the trail sort of diverges. What you just saw was that rickety old bridge where I was earlier. This is the trail that leads down to the Tannery Falls, and All Trails needs us to go this way to complete the loop trail. Actually, I lied. We have to go this way. All right, so far the trail coming back is very easy and very simple. As I stated earlier, All Trails calls this a moderate trail. I would say that's actually overstating this trail. I think the only moderate part about it was getting down, up and down the steps to the base of the falls after you've already done 9/10 of the track there. So coming back, there's pretty much no elevation gain. I mean, I'll turn the camera around, but I've been walking by a stream for most of the time, and the trail mostly just looks like this. It looks like an actual foot trail instead of a four-wheeler track, and it kind of snakes around following this creek. And yeah, this one's very easy, very, very simple. I'll go ahead and give this trail as a whole a thumbs up. I think if you're trying to enjoy the woods, but you don't want to have the struggle be real with really complex and complicated trail routes and a lot of serious elevation gain, you just want to come out and stroll, this is definitely a trail to do it. Just beautiful out here. Okay, so it is still the early morning hours of 16 August 2024, and I didn't have breakfast before I came out here. Up till now on the project I haven't talked about food, so since it's still breakfast, it's bacon jerky to the rescue. Tastes like bacon. I mean, you would hope so. You wouldn't want it to taste like a dog treat, otherwise that'd be awkward. Definitely getting my sodium intake for the day, that's for sure. There's a little bit of elevation going through here, but not bad at all. Alright, so the last, like, I don't know, third of a mile has been quite a bit of elevation gain. So you are going to get a little bit of a workout coming through this part. Did I get turned around again? No, according to the app, I actually have to cross the stream. So, I guess. Huh. Well, I don't want to get too far from the last trail blaze that I saw. But let's look around and see if All Trails is full of shit. So I've actually been trekking upstream for, I don't know, about 50 feet just to try to find a spot where getting up the hillside isn't going to be so hard. Let's try, Let's try going up this. See if I can do this. Ugh. There we go. All right. Huh. Well, there's the trail down there. I can see it. But I'll tell you what, All Trails has me bushwhacking for sure. There's no way that this is where you're meant to go unless this trail is explicitly built for you to be breaking trail and just wandering through the woods, which is fine with me, but hey, you don't want to give people the wrong impression, you know? Alright, I gotta get down this steep slope, so I'm gonna turn the camera off for that. Now that was definitely something. So according to All Trails, this trail actually is a road. It's called Balanced Rock Road. Looks like it opens up from a 2-track to a dirt road. Right then, to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. So based on the route that remains, I gotta guess that the rest of the trail is basically going to be like this, down this gravel road. So I think this will be the last of the footage until I get back to the trailhead, unless I see something really compelling. Alright, so I've been on Tannery Road, and I'm approaching New State Road. And when I turn right, this is going to take me straight back down to where I parked. Well, ladies and germs, I think that's it. This is Tannery Falls Trail. Let's do a final read of the All Trails app. Let me see here. 5.4 miles, 709 feet, 2 hours, 40 minutes. So I was a little slow on this one. And when I say slow, I mean like 30 minutes slow. But it was not difficult. There were a couple places where I broke trail, either because I wasn't paying attention to the markers or I have no idea. But I didn't get lost, so that's good. One thing I will say is that I saw, up until just now, there's a vehicle over there. When I was on the trail, I saw practically nobody. Or not even practically, literally nobody. It was, on a Friday morning, definitely a trail less traveled. So now I have to double back to town to pick up an SD card so I can get some high quality pictures of Tannery Falls. So for those of you who want to stick around a little bit longer for some pictures and maybe even some more footage, feel free to stick around a little bit longer. For those of you who got to go, I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, this has Ben from Curiosity Treks telling you, take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next trail. Somebody left their shoes sitting here. There's nobody here now. And these were not here when I was here earlier before I left to go get my SD card. Well, everybody, I gotta tell you, this is a pretty majestic place to spend time. I mean, just think of the ambience of the water, and like, I could just sit here and stare at this waterfall all day. I really don't think the camera does a good job of showing just how high this is. It goes up by, it's got to be easily 4 stories equivalent. But this is a pretty big waterfall. This is a good place to come out here and bring a chair and a book, if I'm being honest. Just go hang out by where the falls dump out and just sit there and read and listen to nature. Looks like this place has been a bit of a hippie hole at some point or another. Fun stuff. Okay, well, I think it's time to get out of here. I am so hungry I could eat the guts out of a dead coyote, so I think that means it's time to go. It's been fun hanging out here. It's been a few hours I've been just hanging out, taking it all in, but it's time to go.